Well, there you have it. Top tin's on. Pull the tin around. I get both carbs on, slides, chokes, fuel lines hooked up, oil lines hooked up. One thing that you should do after you put on a set of carburetors is to check to see if they both open together. In other words, when you hit the throttle, do they both come up at the same time? It's important that they do. So what I do is I just take my hand and I stick it down in my fingers down in the throats of these carburetors until you can feel the slide, and then you reach over to where the throttle is and you very slowly start pulling it up. Like this one, you'll need a little bit of adjustment because the right side is opening just a smidgen before the left. So what you do, this side here is opening a little bit before this one. As you take and you adjust it right here with this. You loosen that nut and then you take and you screw that in and out just a little bit until you get it right, and then you lock the nut back down and bingo, you're set. So that's how you adjust it, and that's pretty much it for the engine. I've got to put a couple plugs in to keep them holes shut up, and then it's actually ready to run. Well, I don't have the exhaust system hooked up and everything like that, but anyway, I'll show you here what we're doing with the rest of the machine. That let me take and zoom out here a little bit, or in, out. Nope, the other way, because it is all the way out. Anyway, there's the, let me take this off of here, and I'll show you the suspension, what we've done to it. I have gotten the drive axle. Let me turn on the light here so we can see. Oh, nuts, I got that unplugged. There it is. That's the drive axle. Those are the bearings, and new bearings. This is the clutch that I was having a difficult time with getting off. Kind of dark there. Let me get the light back up. And so what I ended up doing, thought about it as I unbolted the other side where the bearing, you can't see it. Anyway, and I've got a hole drilled right down through the side here. Get this bolt out, and I put that bolt in there without the washers on it. And what I did was take a air hammer, and I just put on the end of that bolt. I took and drilled a hole, a recess in the end of that bolt right in the center, so that the air hammer wouldn't keep slipping off. And then I let it sit with PB Blaster for 2 days and punched that shaft out of there. Thank goodness, because this bearing down in there was shot. And that was the story behind that. And now, let me take you over here and I'll show you the suspension. I have been working on it. I added this set of bogies because they weren't there. I've got new Hyfax, those black things on the bottom. Put that on. I've got the back swing arm off right now and the back set of wheels. And I'm going to take off this swing arm here. And we're going to clean everything all up, clean the shafts all up, and re-grease everything with fresh grease. All the bearings and the wheels are good. We got these things here to replace. You can kind of see the, let me stop this and refocus. It's better. Now you can see the groove worn in those things. That's from their springs, like this one, that come down and they slide in that thing. And you can see what theoretically these things are supposed to do is turn. You know, when the spring is working. But, well, they do turn, I guess, a little bit, but that slide or that spring act on there just eventually wears through them, and so you have to replace them. So I've got new ones on each side. You can see this one's got a pretty good cut in it too. Well, anyway, this down here has got a cut hole in it like that too, this spring. And then there's also one right up here. Where am I? Here I am. Right there, and I'm going to replace those. So, but I've got to take this strap off, this limiter strap, and then I'm going to take off this swing arm. Looks like I guess not. But anyway, that's the plan for the suspension, and then once we get that in, or done, then we're going to throw her back up underneath there, and she'll be good to go. We're going to put the brake assembly back together. We'll get that all done, and anyway, then I got a seat cover on order. I did finally order it. I thought there was only one left. It was $76, and I said, boy, that's cheap, because most of them are like $140, $150 for a seat cover. So I bought it, and but she should run. I have confidence that it should run pretty good. And anyway, we'll get her up and running. I got the new tie rod. The tie rod's in there. You can see the red in the tie rod. I think you can see that. Yeah. And then once we get her running and take it around the yard a few times, I'm going to come back in and I want to drop the rest of this front suspension. Because see, everything is supposed to be red. You can see the red coming through those trailing arms right here. Those things are what somebody did is took a can of black spray paint and they decided to make it pretty, and so they just painted everything black, and this originally was all red. The spring on the shock was red, these trailing arms are red, and this swing arm is black, this thing right here, but the rest of it's all red, and I think that really offsets the hood, you know, because it is red. But I wanted to get with some red high facts. I thought that would really look sharp if I could get this stuff here. If I could have got this red, that would have been cool. But it was more expensive, so I don't want to put no more money in than I have to. Anyways, just a little sled. You can see by the size of that suspension there, that's not very big. That is pee-wee size. So it's just a little sled. It'll be fun to play with. Just hope it has enough power to get me around. I have to work on this Speedo, the speedometer here. The connection is, it's down in here. You won't be able to see it because it's all, that's where the brake is at, and everything's below that muffler. But the piece is missing, so I've got to find it. I don't know where I'm going to find it, and because they aren't on eBay. So anyway, she's looking pretty good. So anyway, that's all I have for now. I'm rambling. So thanks for watching and subscribing. We'll talk to y'all later.